Hello and welcome back to the beginning of the War of the Dwarfs, I suppose, because they've come down and put themselves there, so we've got to sack this in order to fight them. And we're totally going to fight this because we need to take as few casualties as possible, because I have no idea what the dwarves have. So we need to make sure we're in the strongest possible position when we do come to fighting them. And as this is 0 defeats, yeah, this is about to get real dicey. We're walking into an area basically surrounded by people who may just want to kill me outright. There's Daniel the demon coming in. There's well, Throgg didn't really want to kill me, but he was in the way. So we elected to go to war with him. And yeah, and that is actually putting pressure on my relationship with Dazzle. Because, like, politics is a big part of the war. You can't underestimate the responsibility and the requirements. Because you really need to make sure that those relationships are maintained with these factions. And if they're not maintained well, then there's going to be problems. Okay, we're setting up kind of jankily, but the reality of the situation is, realistically speaking, no, matter. He's got no real range, so anything that he has couldn't really be that threatening to us. We're just going to make sure he can't fight. Yeah, because that's the main thing he's probably going to think about doing. And we don't want that to happen. And hopefully guys, hopefully this is the video of videos where we no longer have audio issues, because I asked some guys on Discord to check it. They seem pretty positive that it's going to be a good balance audio volume wise. So fingers crossed, this is the final video where I talk about audio issues, because my word, it has been unfun. Send in my little fluffies. Rats do the same, like, whoop. It's kind of funny, like, they just threw a load of stuff into a unit and then just died. They tear a fear off, but it shouldn't be an issue. We shouldn't have to worry about coming back here either. Like this, that is an awesome thing to just pop like that, and we can fire the boom. Boom. Then we can drop bolt lightning for these guys, try and slow them down a bit. But honestly, like, they've got no firepower. Like, they should not be of any credible threat. If we bring all the heroes in from behind, like, that's just gonna wreck. These guys probably get a volley off or two, but in exchange, they get melted. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. I almost want to just make an entire warfire stack, but I need to kill off. It's fact. Well, there we go. Garrison deleted. Okay, so just to recap, we did that because to attack the dwarves, we would have had to have walked around the city, which was going to use like 75% of his music. To attack the city, has only used 25. It keeps us relatively close to the border. We're going to sack it. If we raised it, we would use all our movement, which is... I wish it'd tell you that. Like, it doesn't say anything really that implies... Does it even? Yeah, you should say, at least in text, like, all buildings destroyed, settlements torched, and you've used all your movements, so you can't do anything. Right? Because the thing is, we sack that, and now it has no garrison, we can freely move through the area of influence, so we can still hit them in relatively the same sphere. And I like that you can see the balance of power bar, because you're not supposed to be able to see that on Legendary. It's another one of those things, I suppose is probably the best way to put it. Things is probably the best accurate description. Okay, we don't need spell resist. Armor piercing, more armor piercing might help against the dwarf. And we currently go. Bonus versus large is pointless against dwarves. Armor piercing is actually, that's pretty awesome already. That's probably overkill. Missile resist. I don't think this applies to characters. But I guess we can check, right? Because melee defense, I'm on a brute horror, which is listed there. Melee defense is currently 55, and you guys are on brute horrors, and your melee defense is 42. We're eventually, if we do this long enough, going to transition anyway. Okay, he's 55. But yeah, that was effectively wasted until we get a monster army, but oh well. Speed for missile units is always good in a Dakar army. Okay, so what's he actually going to? Can we see it? Oh, flyers. That'll be pretty irritating. And you can't actually see what level his hero is.
You're not worth the fight.
And then there's this army, which is mostly artillery.
Get off.
Okay, like this army would be pretty easy to take. Like the question is, like, which army do we hit? Like ideally we want an ambush. Like they may be recruiting. Like if we, I'm just trying to like math this out. Like if we hit this, these might flee this way, and then we can try and pick them off before withdrawing. Because they can only go so far. Like this sphere of influence is how long his BS bonuses is something that applied. No. I'm not sure what that AoE thing is then. Weird. I haven't played him. I should really play his faction. But you know, he just seems so ridiculously good that it seemed a little pointless. Okay, so I don't think we can recruit anything where we are in our current stance. I did just see, however, that we do have enough points to recruit. We should consider that. We've got to weigh off the balance of this. Yeah, because we're going down to 90 now. Attacking the dwarfs should put us back up in a diplomacy situation. So we're going to go for the bigger army. Enough debate, right? We really need an ambush. None. Do we back up and try? Let's do it. What kind of Skaven wouldn't go for maximum cheese, right? He's just in monster, right? So he's got no bonus to siege defense. So let's go on. Yes! Okay, so for the next battle, we will be ambushing Masters of Innovation, Belgrun Bugsman, and his flying army of doom versus Daka. So, thank you very much for watching. If you are still watching, please subscribe, like, subscribe, support the channel. You can become a channel member for as little as £1, and it does help me put resources back into the channel. I was worried I'd need to replace a mic, but it seems we might have fixed that now. Do let me know what you think of the mic quality, and if you have any suggestions for other campaigns you'd like to see, or different games, actually, because we're going to be moving to a 2-game system eventually. I'm going to make sure we've got enough content before we implement it. So, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.